friends. Here's my beautiful Monstera. Okay, it's actually, the full name is Monstera Deliciosa. Today, I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna plant this Monstera. Look at these roots. Oh my gosh, I propagated this and it's grown so many roots. It's outgrowing its container. I'm gonna put it outside and plant it. But first, I wanna show you some other Monsteras I have in my house. I have two beautiful plants I propagated from the one and in the living room. And here is my original Monstera plant that we had gotten over the pandemic when my kids were little. So this guy is probably 5 years old now, I think. The beginning of the pandemic was when we got it. Look how beautiful the leaves are. And it was much smaller, but it kept growing. And as it grows, it gets more holes, and it's called variegation, I think. But basically, it gets more slots and holes in the leaves because it loves breathing. And this is actually a little bit dry for it in Southern California. Monstera does not like direct sunlight. It likes dappled sunlight. Where it naturally grows is underneath big tall trees, so kind of in a jungly environment. It thrives obviously in tropical places like Hawaii, and it will climb up the trunk of trees. And see these big long roots here? They will absorb moisture from the air, and here you can see on the leaf when it is lacking moisture, it'll get little crispy edges like that. So it can get sunburned, so you have to be careful. But just want to show you guys how easy it is to propagate, which means make a new plant out of a leaf or two. And I'm going to get this little baby offshoot here and then cut it off and show you how easy it is to share your Monstera or make a gift for somebody. So we're gonna get this little guy down here. There's two nice healthy baby leaves, and I just have a clean knife that you make sure it's very sharp. This one is just a kitchen knife, but you can use any knife that's clean. Make sure it's not dirty. And then here already you could see an air root, so we can use that as a guide. And then here in between, we're gonna just saw it off. Ready? Can you see that? I'm gonna just gently cut it right underneath. You can see we have a nice clean cut, and this already has a air root, which is easy, but don't worry if it doesn't have an air root. It was just a stem like this, it will grow a root. So here you can just put it inside something cute like this little mason jar, or here I happen to have a vase from another occasion. I'm going to reuse it. Just stick it in there. And air roots like air, hence the name air root. So we're just going to leave it like this and let it sit in there, and it will grow new roots. And then you can kind of, I don't know what to do with this root, but maybe I'll just wrap it around and tie some string around it. And then after a couple of weeks, it will grow new roots similar to the one upstairs. And then you have a new plant that you can grow. Here is my beautiful Monstera that I had propagated about a year ago from the original plant. And look how beautiful it is. It's thriving, it's doing really well. And you can tell that these leaves are younger. This is a younger plant now because it doesn't have as much variegation, the holes. But it's still a beautiful plant. It's doing really well. There's just dappled light that comes in from the windows, but it's not in direct sunlight, and it loves this atmosphere. Monsteras make a great indoor plant in Southern California because you don't want it in the hot, dry sun that we have, the desert type of sun we have outside. But I'm gonna go outside and we're gonna find a perfect spot to plant my Monstera that's from the bathroom that is under some trees, and hopefully it will thrive there because it needs to spread out its roots and get some place to grow. I'm gonna put my big Monstera leaves here because this part has dappled sunlight and it has these big, huge Chinese elm trees on top, which is giving it shade. And I have an open spot in the soil here, so I'm gonna dig a hole and plant my Monstera leaves in here. So let's get to work. Monstera, oh my gosh, look how big it is. Definitely needs more space, so I'm glad I'm planting it now. Look at this. Let's compare them to mittens. That's how big the leaf is. Mittens, What do you think? Is this a big Monstera leaf? Pretty big, huh, compared to you? Okay, let's put it over here. Let's see. It'll fit perfect right here. This leaf on this side and that leaf on this side. Clear out some space. Okay, ready? Dig. Oof. Am I digging? Eee, old candy wrapper. Ugh, okay, that was probably from the construction people. Nice deep hole here. I mean, not too deep, because Monsteras don't like to be, they don't like wet feet, actually, which is kind of funny. But they don't like soggy soil. They just want to be in an area with soil, but the soil has to be kind of airy. So let's go like this. Get some soil in there. There's area in there. There we go. You don't want it to be too deep. There we go. There we go. Don't worry about my weeds. I'll weed this area later. Okay, there we go. I might get something to prop it up, actually. Otherwise, it'll just keep drooping. Wooden branch to help prop it up a little bit, because the branches are very floppy, and I want it not to be touching the ground so it doesn't get all soggy. So I'm just gonna stake it down. Ugh, there we go. Beautiful. You want to just kind of gently pat down the soil around it, so that way there's no air in the roots. Because if there's too much air in there, it will cause mold to grow, and you don't want that. There we go. See that little bump? That's going to be a new leaf that shoots out. So hopefully, being outside with some fresh air and good soil and some good watering, we'll get a new leaf that comes out, and this Monstera will be happy over here. Yay. Okay, now let's give our Monstera a good soaking. This Monstera in its new home with soft light and lots of space to breathe. Hope it'll thrive. Thanks for watching. Aloha.